Welcome to our presentation on decision making and how to be successful at it. Our target audience is the high school student, and this curriculum can be used in many different kinds of classes, from science to government. We believe that decision making is an important domain because it enables people to struggle with understanding priorities, motivations, and background knowledge of humans and their environment. The main goal for understanding that underlies our project is a 7-step process that can guide students in making better decisions. We will also introduce 2 activities that reinforce our main goal and give an explanation for the design choices within these activities. To begin, let's look at our generative topic of space exploration. And we believe that this topic generates a lot of inquiry and asks students to analyze situations where prioritizing items and decision making are crucial for survival. And really, our main question is, why should you care? Do I need to know about surviving in space or looking for other planets? Or with all the problems that we have on Earth, should we really be spending billions of tax dollars on space exploration? Well, these questions are actually a good example of the kinds that could be generated from this kind of topic. This generative topic also connects many ideas across subjects. Some of these ideas include inspiration of imagination and expanding our perspectives on ourselves and broadens our philosophy on life. Space exploration is also expensive. Economics and politics of spending billions of dollars should matter to everyone. Also, survival of the human race on Earth could become tenuous, whether due to human-caused war or climate change. This involves biology and ecology. Finally, who actually owns space? The political ramifications of space, whether it's first come, first served, or will it create a space war? What kinds of political struggles will ensue? These types of questions come up simply from this topic of space exploration. Finally, we are going to look at how we can narrow the scope of these inquiry questions to relate back to our broader question. And our generative topic, remember the one of space exploration and then the question of why should we care, is really one that we want to be able to focus on for how decision making is done. So what we're actually doing is answering our earlier question with another question. How does space exploration create decision-making situations that force us to prioritize our needs and wants?
Okay, now that our students are engaged to our generative topic and we have introduced some concepts, it's time for our first performance of understanding. Let's imagine we are in the year 2050. Space missions have succeeded in finding suitable planets to establish the first human colonies. Students, group of 5, are a batch of astronauts in charge of the first colony mission. A student's job is to make sure that the first human colony arrives at the destination safely. Space on the rocket ship is very limited, so your group will be given a list of 10 items and will need to rank their importance to the mission. Items are oxygen, water, stellar map, food, concentrate, solar power FM transmitter, nylon rope, first aid kit, parachute silk, self-inflating life raft, and signal flares. We will have the students move through the different steps of decision making to eventually rank the items. After they rank the items, they will be able to compare their answers to the experts. We also introduce Maslow's hierarchy of needs as a framework used by NASA to explain experts' rationale for their choice. By doing this activity, students are supposed to understand the process of effective decision making and be able to use Maslow's hierarchy of needs as a framework along the process, especially in the 4th and 5th steps. Success means students will be able to classify and prioritize their own list of items according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The criteria for the first activity is whether or not the 10 items picked allow the students to survive on that planet and how many layers of human needs are they able to satisfy. The more layers of needs they are able to satisfy, the happier life they will have, which means they are more successful in this particular activity. We assess understanding of the topic by observing if students modified or changed their initial choices after reviewing Maslow's hierarchy of needs. At the same time, it's also difficult because some of the priorities may be very personal and preferences may be subjective. As long as survival is guaranteed, there is not only one right answer.
In the second performance of understanding activity, we will ask the students to imagine, now that you are the president of your own country and you are given a set of national goals. Please drag and drop and match to the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Unfortunately, there is only enough budget for one project at this time. Which project would you spend the budget in, and why? By doing the matching game, students will learn to discern between different goals and apply Maslow's hierarchy of needs in a different scenario to categorize various considerations at a national level. The categorization provides a scaffold for the analyzing and prioritizing before making the decision. And by making the budget decision, students learn to apply this 7-step framework in prioritizing national goals and making rational decisions under limited resources. The second activity aims to help students understand how to apply these decision making skills to flexibly solve future meaningful problems. The criteria for the second activity assessment is an example of actual classification of hierarchy of needs we quoted from an academic paper. If the students match the national goals accordingly, of course, except the space exploration, they are successful in categorizing different considerations by applying Maslow's hierarchy of needs as a framework. The purpose of space exploration is up to personal interpretation, so there will not be a definite right answer as to how they spend their budget. As long as the students can explain their choices with prioritizing logic in their reasoning, it is a demonstration of understanding.
Our class includes two reflections. The first reflection happens in the first activity, when students realize their original choice based on their rationale are different than experts' answer coming through these 7 steps. The comparison of students' answer and experts' answer allows students to observe how these 7 steps can help decision making and correct their own rationale. The reflection process in the first activity can help students understand how decision can be made through these 7 steps and to appreciate the rationale behind each step. The second reflection happens in the second activity when students track their choices and receive the feedback immediately in the system. The feedback can help students reflect on their own rationale behind decision making and compare it with the feedback. The reflection process can lead students to reinforce Maslow's hierarchy of human needs that can contribute to the decision making, or can eliminate negative rationale that distract decision making. For the collaborative community, in the performance of Understanding 1, we designed an activity that leads the group members to work individually and collaboratively. Each member will have a choice of one item, but they also need to consider others' preferences and the decision-making process. In the activity, group members will justify their choices and debate with others. With the debate and justification, students can tell the priority of human needs based on the 7 steps of decision making and to reinforce positive rationale behind each step. The technology we choose in this lesson is Storyline 360 because it has special and helpful features like intuitive user interface, matching features, instant feedback, and it can help students to access their own performance.
Now I'm going to explain how the Storyline 360 enables us to do many things when creating activities for students. One of its features we intend to use in this performance is the drag and drop interaction. So we created a game where students can simply drag these different options and place them where they think fit in these 5 different levels. Let me show you a simple demo of it. So this is what the students see on their end, and they can simply drag these options and put them wherever they want inside these different hierarchies. And after they're done, they actually click here and do a submit, and you get a feedback of which part you get right and which part you get wrong. Obviously, for the right part, the options turn green, and the other part, the options turn red. And you can simply just drag them back and place them into a different category or a different level and resubmit, so you can see if you get it right this time. And what's better is that the students can access this through many different devices, tablets, iPhone, Android, anything. And by doing this, students are more likely to feel engaged and can instantly learn from their mistakes. It will also promote students' actual thinking process while doing this activity.
Storyline 360 is technology that can facilitate students to think behind doing the task. First of all, the intuitive user interface allows students to complete the task effectively just through drag and drop features with their finger. The matching feature allows students to discern and analyze human needs in different scenarios by matching human needs to corresponding layers. The instant feedback generated from matching process is capable to facilitate students' reflection by comparing their rationale with Maslow's hierarchy of human needs. And the assessing feature can help students to evaluate their understanding of Maslow's hierarchy and to reinforce the positive rationale.